Okay, we're going live. Hi, I'm Glenn with the City of Island Fishing Field Team's COAF Field Team. And this round, yours truly is going to just take us to a restream of yesterday's fly tying demo where I was showing how I was making some flies using the River Creations foam cutter. And so with that, let me go ahead and take us to that live restream. Okay, we're live, and we'll just do a little quick howdy on the chat right there. Okay, this could be my first live stream here on Amazon, and yours truly is going to see if I can kind of give you some information about a certain product that I've been using. It's called these foam cutters, fly tying foam cutters. Picked them up from River Road Creations that are offered on Amazon. Oh, there they are. I got three in particular. One is the beaver tail hopper right here. The other one is a foam damselfly or damselfly pattern. And then a tapered Chernobyl something, which I don't remember what it's called. But there is some information in the link. And let me grab the patterns that it makes. Okay, so right here is the beaver tail. This is the foam damselfly right there. And this is that tapered Chernobyl right here. Okay, and I mainly use them for fishing warm water, not trout, mainly bluegill and bass. And these come in sets as well as singles. I got these in the singles with certain sizes that, well, kind of fit with what I'm going for. And it comes with this little squishy thing where you'll put your 2mm closed cell foam right here. You'll place it on the matting, and then you push down and you get a nice shaped piece like so, right? And what I wanted to show is the versatility of these cutters. You don't have to use them for the fly that it was initially designed for. For example, here is the beaver tail. Okay, and let me see if I can grab my scissor here. Bear with me. Okay, what you can do is, let me just open up something here. Okay, what you can do is you take the foam right here, beaver tail, and you can cut it right here, and that makes a pretty awesome spider, foam spider. At the same time, you can flip this around when you cut it, and you can make another particular fly, like a little grasshopper style. And what's nice is they float. You can add additional dry fly floating on there, but I like them to actually get a little waterlogged, and they'll start sinking on you, and it gets that slow drop that causes well, those bluegill to strike. And that is one of the things that I like about these River Road Creation foam cutters. Additionally, in the case of the foam damselfly, okay, this one is a real quick tie. I used to add a little chenille body when I'd put these together, and now I just go straight fly tying thread. And after a while, they'll get beat up and the tail will come off, but guess what? They still like this piece right here. It's like a little foam beetle. All right? And then with the Chernobyl tapered body, I'll also turn this back on here. Right, I'll also tie these where it's like a spider style or a segmented ant or a grasshopper. And you'll see in one case, in fact, I did this yesterday when I needed the fly to be more of a bug. I just pinched off the end and that allowed it to sink just enough to get them to strike. And in this case, these are bluegill on bed. Hit a local pond over here where I'm at, and you can see the saucer size beds or nests where they were, and there's about 20 or so. I found a couple of them. One nest or colony was not wanting to strike. The other ones were, and I've got a little demo video here. But what I want to do now is just give you an example of how I will tie one of these in the case of the foam damselfly. All right, and so you take the foam right here, or the cutter. This is the cutter. It's all beat up. I've had this for several years, and it's done well for me. There is the particular fly body now. This is 2mm closed cell foam. And what I'll do is initially lay a thread base. What I'm using is a curved size 14 streamer. I think it's the 2X, so it's just a slightly longer than your normal. All right, let me just get this started. And what's nice about this is I'll tie it two different ways. One with these rubber legs that sort of act as wings, and other where I'll tie it with some grizzly hackle, and that tends to do really well. So I laid a base, okay, and here's the hook just behind here. I'm using the Peak fly tying vise. It's one I picked up several years ago, and it's been really nice. And I'll start this thread right where that bend of the hook, or where that hook tip is. That's where I'll set the first tie-in of the grasshopper, or in this case, the foam damselfly. There it is. All right, that's it. All right, and you can add a little super glue to hold it in place. That works really well. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and just keep going. Okay. All right. So all I'm doing now is I'm coming from where I tied in the tail section, and I've moved forward, and I'm about, I'd say 2 eye lengths back from the eye. I'm going to push this down on top, and now I'll set the tie in here now. All right, and again, I would probably put some super glue on here just to get it nice and tight. And like I said, it's very simple. It's the Dacron tying thread. I'm just using a fluorescent orange and that foam body right here. And there'll be one more thing I'll add to it, either the rubber legs right here, all right, or this grizzly hackle right here. And basically, I'll add it in as a dry fly wrap. And at that point, that's how I will have finish the fly. So let me go ahead and trim this piece here. What I'll do is I'll just kind of pull off the hairs off the feather, so I have a tip that looks like so. Tie it in at an angle, concave side down, and start building a bed. And if it kind of twists on you, you can always just move it around, hold it in place. Okay. And I gotta take my glasses off here. Okay. So at this point, what I'll do is, this is the case where I'm actually targeting bluegill that are on their beds, and they really aren't very picky. Let me see if I can get this. Let me get it a little bit better for you. Okay. And they're not very picky, and so I'm mainly using that dry fly wrapped hackle as a means to give it like some life, I guess, as it floats on the surface here. And so I'll take my hackle pliers and hold it in place. Let me get the deal out of the way here. Okay. And then I'll just do a simple dry fly wrap. Okay. Work it around here a couple of times. And then one forward, one back. Let's twist it back in place here. And like I said, with some super glue that you can use to help hold it in place, or you could do it at the end. I tend to do it right at the end, and it's very simple tie. As you can see, it's already almost done. I just gotta do the whip finish. And so what I did was I used the foam cutter to make the body. I'll just do one set of wraps for now. Okay. All right. You just kind of twist it back in place, and there you go. I've added super glue on top, and that also helps it last a little bit longer. They do get beat up pretty quickly, and what will happen at times is when that tail comes off, don't stop. They'll still hit it, especially these bluegill. And other times, I'm definitely wanting them to strike. So what I'll do is, if I'm getting short strikes, I'll just pinch off the end here, and at that point you'll have a sort of like a little ant bug-like thing here. All right. So the only difference between this one and one that I use the rubber legs is I'll tie in the rubber legs. What I'll do is I'll take a section of it right here. Let me shift the camera. All right, what I'll do is I'll take a section of the rubber legs right here. I just need one, since it's a small fly, size 14. What I'll do is I'll take it, split it in half, get my little scissors and snip it. All right, and then I'll take it again and snip it in half, and that will be my foam damselfly. All right, it'll be these 4 legs here, 2 on one side, 2 on the opposite side. All right, and so the only difference, let's go back to the foam damselfly. Oops, sorry. Right here, the foam damselfly. All right, here. All right, the only difference here is instead of tying in the hackle, you'll just tie in the 2 legs. And so let's go ahead and put this one up. I'm going to save this one for later because I'm probably going to try catching some bluegill with it. All right. Okay, but what I do want to show you is the next one, which is, let me shift again. This one right here. Okay, this is that tapered Chernobyl ant, or Chernobyl something. Yeah, it's in the link or whatever. All right, and this one, there's several things you can do. You can tie it with the tapered end forward and the fatter end to the tail end, or you can flip it the other way. It's your choice. For this one, I'm gonna tie it where the fat end is on the tail. All right, so let's go and show you that one again. Okay, so back to that size 14 curved streamer. Okay, and let's see, we'll start out again laying a thread base. All it is the Dacron tying thread. Okay, the foam body, And then in this case, it's going to be those rubber legs. And in the case of the damselfly, I would say the one with the rubber legs on the damselfly tends to get a lot more strikes from bass when the dragonfly are just moving all around, and they're just feeding on them. I mean, I've seen them jump out of the water trying to hit some of these dragonflies. All right. But for this one, we're gonna make it more of a grasshopper pattern. All right, so here it is, tapered. And just like last time, I'm gonna start the tie-in where the hook point is. And what I did was I put the hook point so it's just over here at the end of the vise. And I'll just tie it in right there. Okay. All right, and again, I would probably put some super glue here just to give it a little tie-in. You can add chenille here. I've been skipping it over the years. I find that they still hit it without that chenille. And it's gonna flip around on me because I didn't super glue it, but it'll still work. And even when you're fishing, it'll still work. All right, so there it is. Let me give you a view of it right there. Okay. Just like that right now. It's gonna have like a little grasshopper tail. Okay. And next, again, I'm gonna be two eye lengths behind is where I'm gonna tie the next piece right here. And I'm gonna tie it in good because I want that tail to get in, or the rubber legs. In this case, it'll be more like the wing to be set. And what'll happen is you have a choice. You can, if you want to be extra floaty, you can pull this back after you tie the legs like so, or you can just snip it off, and with that little snip, that'll give a little dam-like thing where when you pop it or twitch it with your fly rod, you'll definitely hear a plop, you know, so that little pop sound like you're doing poppers and whatnot. All right, let me just check, just make sure no one's sent anything in the chat window. All right, we're still good. All right, okay. So at this point, I'm going to take those legs and I'm going to take a pair of them. It's the rubber legs right here, just a pair of them. Okay. And I'm going to tie it in on the opposite side first. Okay. And I'm just, for now, I'm just going to split it in half and just lay it on there like so. And then I'll kind of adjust it like that. It'll probably move on me, but for now, all I'm doing is just getting it on there, okay? And the next thing is I'll take the next set of legs right here, and I'll just slide the body back also, and it'll slide on you, but don't worry about it. Okay, just get the next wrap over, right? Just get it started, and then really haven't tightened anything at this point. All I'm doing is just setting it in there, right? Giving it enough wiggle waggle room that I can do what I need to. Okay, so right here I've got this set. This one's not really tight, but it'll tighten up here in a moment. I just want to kind of get the lengths adjusted and whatnot, and then I'll start tightening down on it. But first, I'm going with some loose wraps first, just to secure it, and then I'll move these. All right, and you can pull up on these and trim them so that they're all even. What I like doing is just basically grabbing, since I haven't secured it in place, is grabbing the tail end and just kind of pulling back so that the legs in front are longer than the legs that'll be behind. All right. Kind of give it a, oh, I don't know, some kind of bug look. And at this point, I still haven't tied it down. I haven't applied any glue to it. I'm really just trying to get it to where I have it riding where I want, which is right here now. All right. Okay. So here, I'm going to hold down the legs in the back just to get them out of the way. And now I'm going to start slowly tightening on the wraps. I'm still loose right now, but now I'm going to pull down hard on it right there. Okay. And you can see now I can still move it and adjust it, but it's riding nicely right here. So it's going to sit on the surface, and it'll kind of have the legs wiggling about and whatnot. And yeah, you'll be surprised what they'll hit. All right, and I've got a whip finish tool like so right here, but what'll happen is it's kind of short, and for this I'll just use my fingers for the whip finish to do it manually, basically, right here. So, but I do like using the whip finish tool. But for these, since you got to go over the legs, I find that just doing it the old school traditional whip finish works. And then the other thing I learned from some of the more experienced fly fishermen is, or fly tyers, is as long as you keep your thread or you cut above, you're probably not gonna cut anything that you don't want to be cut or whatnot. So you kind of snip things like so. There we go. And you add some super glue or some other glue, hold it in place. It gets beat up. You can snip it right here if you want, or you can pull it back and give it a little gurgler look. I kind of just leave it so. And that right there is going to be a fish getter as well. Oh, here, let me shift it over to the other. Yeah, right there. That's going to be a fish getter. All right. That's what I have on the foam cutters, the fly tying and whatnot. So let me show you what I did the other day, and hopefully that'll give you an idea. So what's happened at this point is I've been fishing for a good hour and a half, and I've only caught 2 fish. One was a bass, a little one, and another one was a bluegill. And they were hitting on the right here, the damselfly, but it was a variant that I had used where it's more of a grasshopper pattern, and it wasn't sinking enough. So I went ahead and just pulled the end, and all that was left was a little section like so, right? Like so. Now let me shift over. Yeah. So all that was left was a little beetle looking thing. And that was enough to get a nice slow sink and get me what I was looking for, which was I could see the bass and I could see, or not, correction, the bluegill. And all I was doing at this point was, with my polarized glasses on, was setting the hook when I saw that the fly disappeared. Okay, so here is where I've found the spot, and they are active. I'm just casting, and let's see, I've had several misses so far, but this bed of them, or colony of them, there's about 20 or so that are just kind of lurking here. They were basically attacking the fly. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it's what I was expecting initially when I hit this other set that I saw, or colony. Again, I'm just using this slow sinking version of this fly. So it's made out of foam still, but it's sinking. There is another variant that looks sort of like a spider that is meant to sink. That's I forgot the name of it now, but that's one that I'll probably take out as well. But what's nice about this is, as you're fishing it, you can. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is the wrong. Let me shift over. I think it's over here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So here is where you can see them striking, and I'll catch a fish or two, and then I'll end up losing the fly. I end up catching a tree fish, and oh well. But luckily, I had another foam spider, a variant of the one we just tied, and luckily I had a good size hook for it too. But you can see that they swallowed the fly. I'm able to use my forceps and get them out. But the key is the fly is sinking very slow, about a few inches under, and I can see them react, and I'm able to set and strike the hook, or set the hook and land the fish. There's another one right there. All right, and I didn't go fancy. I took the old Martin fly rod. In fact, there goes the tip on me. I didn't have it in place all the way. That's that one that I picked up from Amazon as well. I think last year on a whim, or the year before, just to see how it fishes. And it's a good starter rod to get you in there without having to put a lot of dinero on there. And then definitely been a proponent of the Peak fly tying vise. This is the one that we were just showing you right here. Started out with several other ones, and it turns out this is the one that I've settled on, and I've had for basically a while now. And I don't think I'm going to get anything else, because this should last a while. Anyways, if you look past the I'd say to the right side, there's a tree. That colony went past it about another, I'd say 6 feet or so. They were smaller there, but where I'm at here, I'm watching them. I can see them react to the fly. I've got my polarized glasses. If I'm missing them, it's pretty much me. My mojo is off, and I'm not hooking them. So, yeah, there we go. All right, and that's another one. That was another one, again, caught basically with the damselfly right here, but I just pulled the tail off because I needed it to sink. All right, and what I found with the damselfly, especially with the rubber legs, is as you fish it, it doesn't stay on the surface. It actually will start sinking a few inches down below, and you just do these short pulls or retrieves, and you'll be surprised how many bass you'll be able to catch with it. So keep that in your back pocket. And what's nice is it's made with basically foam right here. Let me go ahead and show you again. 2mm closed cell foam, some rubber legs, the hook, in this case a size 14 curved hook, and another variant was one where I used the grizzly hackle and dry fly wrapped it instead of using the legs, and basically some your choice color for fly tying thread. And so if it all comes down to it, thread, foam, rubber legs, or some kind of grizzly hackle, and hey, that's all you need, and you're fly tying, and you're able to get out there and catch a fish or two with something you created. So hey, maybe you get stuck in the woods, you may be able to just go ahead and tie yourself a quick fishing fly and catch a fish or two, so you don't find yourself stuck out in the woods with no food. All right, so appreciate y'all joining my first live stream here on Amazon. So I hope to do more here, and hopefully give you a good idea of the use of this equipment that I showed today. And in this case, the foam cutters right here, River Road Creations. Right here, some closed cell foam, the rubber legs, the hooks, and in this particular case, the peak fly tying vise. All right. Other than that, yeah, it's a fun time. In fact, I'll probably take these two flies and go fishing here probably next couple of days. We had some rain today, so weren't able to get out and about like I wish we could, but hey. Okay, all for now. If you do have any questions, comments, do reach out. We're at COAF Field Team. That's short for City of Atlanta Fishing Field Team. And we're on Amazon. Check out our store or page on Amazon. And we certainly welcome y'all joining today. All right. Alrighty, so that was the Amazon live stream showing the deal here. Those are the three cutters. Looks like we got some folks joining. Hi, William. Why don't you eat some of them? Oh, I tend to like eating the fish out of our local pond, or correction, our local lake, Lake Lavon, versus pond fishing. So I do have a weakness for striped bass. I like crappie. And of course, you got the catfish. Those are always tasty. But for pond fishing in the local area, I pretty much do, excuse me, catch and release. Let's see, Bill Thomas, thank you. All right, appreciate joining. Thanks for joining, Bill. All right, and again, I was just doing a restream from Amazon, and it was these River Road Creations cutters, foam cutters. You use 2mm closed cell foam, and it makes a very simple but effective fly for bluegill, and you can also catch bass and whatnot as well. But I've used them also for some trout fishing, but mainly bluegill on beds. Crappie is the best. I do agree, William. I do agree. Crappie is the best. I mean, a couple of times way back, I think we were fishing Lake Bob Sandlin going east of Dallas here, and we fished for a whole weekend, just camping out and whatnot, and ended up catching some white bass as well as crappie. And when we did our fish fry, you can definitely taste the difference between the two fish, white bass versus crappie, and I would say crappie is best. All right, so I did start using the Amazon Live feature that's on Amazon, and what I'm trying to do at this point is to take some of that information and bring it back to YouTube here for our folks that are watching, and I'm hoping that we can continue on with our motto of just average Joes, and hoping to learn to fish by our trials and errors. So yeah, over the years there's been a lot of trial and errors, but I do admit that these things are really good. I did see one person reach out, I think on the Texas Fly Fishing group out of Facebook, and they had mentioned that they picked these up and they direct from River Road Creations, and they did offer a military discount. So hey, if you're looking for a Best Buy, don't have to just go to Amazon. You can go direct to them as well. So hey, go for it. I've been happy with these. If I was gonna get another one, there was one I saw that was I think like a frog gurgler. I think that one kind of pikes my interest there, mainly because come summertime, fishing some of these ponds, and maybe the later evening, there might be that opportunity to, well, maybe call up using one of these gurglers, some bruiser bass at night to go hit. So anyways, that's pretty much all I had this round. Do stay tuned for more. We do have some podcast stuff that we're going to be doing, specifically the next set of Little Red Book of Fly Fishing. I think we're on tip 91 next. And then we do have some more of the fishing ramblings, and I'm still working on the mobile fishing live stream, be it with the GoPro or straight from the Android phone. Do you like tying flies? I do. I picked this up years ago and was off and on tying flies, and then eventually I picked it up mainly because I was getting tired of losing flies that were expensive, and then number two, a lot of times I couldn't get the fly that I wanted in the right size, so I just started making them. And then one of the, I guess the biggest thing that I took away from fly tying is when you first take up fly fishing, you first buy your flies direct from the store, the manufacturer and whatnot. And then later on, you start moving towards tying flies for basically two reasons. One is you tied something and you caught it yourself with something you made. And on top of that, at least for me, I found that I was more aggressive at fly fishing and presenting my fly to the fish because I didn't worry about losing that fly, because I knew I could make another one. Way back when I first started and had to order everything through snail mail, put the order in, fill out the paperwork, send it in. 6 to 8 weeks later, you may get your package. So back then, I remember I ordered one of those Betts brim getters, and I lost it after a couple of days to, I think it was a snag. And after that, I became very careful and stayed away from fishing some of these more clobbered areas. And then I took up fly tying from a very, I think it was like a $9 fly tying kit back then. They just had the simple sheet metal bent shaft and the little vise on top. I clamp it to a table. I used that for several years, and I found that I could at least make a variation of a Betts brim getter. And after that, I became pretty more aggressive when it came to fishing, fly fishing, and I think I got better after that. From a fly fishing perspective, because I wasn't babying my cast. I was like, I don't want to lose my fly because it's over here by this bush and that fish is there. I'm gonna maybe cast a little bit further away because I'm worried about it. Nah, you tie your own fly, it busts off, go ahead and tie another one. All right, and then back then you had to wait 6 to 8 weeks. So now I can just get back to the casa and just go ahead and tie something. In fact, right behind me, let's see, right there is where I tie everything, right there. And that's just a repurposed vanity makeup table that I stole from my daughter when she moved out of the house. I was like, you're not using this, I'll take it. And works pretty good. There's a mirror on there and all that, 3 mirrors, but you can't really see it because it's covered with a bunch of other fly tying materials and things. But yeah, I think I've got a good setup to where I can still talk to the camera and at the same time shift over to the fly tying piece or whatever I'm trying to demo. And I'm still working on the bugs on this, but I think this might be useful, and I think this might be useful for y'all who are able to join. All right. Again, thanks for joining. Do stay tuned for more. I plan on doing some more of these live videos as well as restreams from Amazon. All right. Until then, all for now. Next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.